Okay, today I'm going to show you all my tanks with all the accessories on and the weathering on most of the tanks now. As you can see, the one in front of me is the newest tank that I've got so far. It's Sherman. So I haven't painted the tracks or the wheels, as you can see there. I've just done the top. So that's going to be another project for me to do sometime. So I'll be showing you each tank and telling you what I think of them. So as you can see in my videos, I do love the Sherman. I have 4 Sherman tanks, RC tanks at 1.16 scale. And I absolutely love weathering these tanks to make them look so realistic, as you can see in the front there, with the figures on them. These figures are the Toro figures that you can get on eBay. And there is another site online as well as Panzer .der, which I think is Germany, I think. So you can actually buy them from there as well, and they sell RC tanks and all that as well. But I got these from a subscriber. He sent us one. I bought one on eBay and also AliExpress.com. Now they are quite expensive, the figures there. But anyway, we'll get into the tank. This is a Pro version of the Sherman tank. It's one of our first Pro ones that we got. As you can see, I've added all my accessories. 99% of my accessories are made from my tanks is homemade. As you can see in front there, which I said before in a lot of my videos, that's Lego. Okay, Lego's great for making bits and pieces for the tank. If you've got any little bits, sort of like, you know, that you can make boxes or anything like that, it really does make them look good once you paint them up. But I recommend them when you do the Lego, make sure you sand it down, okay? Because if you paint on top of the plastic shine, it'll just peel off. It'll just absolutely just peel off. And as you can see, the cable that I've done here, well, that's just string, you know, and I put a little bit of sort of like silver on there just to make it look like a steel towing rope. So yeah, we're coming around this way now. And as you can see, all the weathering on the sides, there's scratches. I added the panels on here that doesn't come with a panel. I put them on there. This is a recoil as well. The actual gun goes in and out, which really surprised me because this is the first Sherman that I got, and I didn't know that was going to come. And I do have other recoil tanks, so which I'll show you afterwards. But as I'm just going to go through each one that I've got 7 tanks, and yeah, I love it. You see all the colour there and homemade bags and all sorts of things. So yeah, that's one of my favourite ones. This one as well. Obviously, I could do the weathering of the tracks. Get that all up to scratch and looking old, and well, not looking old, but looking like battle used. So there you go. That is the Sherman Pro. Okay, coming up next is another Sherman, the same model as the other one I just showed you, but we converted this into the Firefly. My son kept on pestering me, Papa, please can we change the long barrel and turn it into like the Firefly. This one actually shoots smoke at the barrel with a flashlight, which is really amazing. If you have a look at some of the videos that we've done with firing this, it's really like, wow. And you turn the lights out, the fire, it's like a little fire coming out. So yeah, we didn't make a lot of changes on this, just the barrel, and obviously the weathering is all different as well. The actual thing what I put on the barrel there, the camouflage, to make the barrel looks like it was small, you know, from a long distance, make it look like the other one there. So I just put like a white sticker on there, put it on there. I didn't paint it on, just in case my son wants, you know, have that off sometime, just peel it off. This one I've added like the panels on the side as well. And as you can see at the back here, there you go. That's Lego. Some of these are Lego, chamois. I love my chamois work for these tanks. And there you go, all the bits and pieces on the back there. And the weathering. The weathering I do within like minutes, really. And the logs I got from the garden, put that on. And there you go, there's the box that they had there. I think they stacked the shells in there, I'm not too sure. Obviously for the longer barrel they had to have more room in the tank. So there's another side panel that I put on there as well. So I've added all that. That doesn't actually come with the tank. So yeah, so that's another Sherman there. And I'll show you the next one now. This tank is mine, okay, guys. The two tanks, this one and the one I just showed you before, my son's one, they are promotional versions S with metal gearbox, metal tracks as well. So far, the tanks that I showed you, all metal tracks and gearbox and wheels. And they're absolutely fantastic for a beginner because the short barrel, you know, if you're gonna have a long barrel and just beginning, you're turning around, you knock it on the wall, you snap the barrel. So I recommend the Sherman is a good starter tank, okay? I mean, I've had one problem with the Shermans, and that was just the remote control, because I dropped it. And the best thing, if you have your remote controls, make sure you get a string and put them around your neck. Like my son, when he plays, we put him on a string, so then he's pretty good. He's never dropped it. I've dropped mine. So yeah, that's a little tip for you guys. The Sherman tank is a good beginner tank, absolute. So there you go. This is my one. It's near the same as the other ones. Obviously, all the weathering is a little bit different. I painted the tracks, but you know, after a lot of use, the paint does come off. It's like you've got to repaint them again after a couple of months. You know, we had all our tanks in Christmas up to like last month, so we had 7 tanks since Christmas, and yeah, they're quite expensive. So you know, the next one, my son wants a T34, so yeah, it'll be that one coming most probably next. And yeah, all the accessories on here, as I said, 99% of them are made. Okay. So, and you know, you want to make a little tank a little bit different. Just cut one of the tracks off here. You know, just like they've used it. You know, you hang a little bit of string on the back. There's rope. All these are like chamois things. They're made up. And there you go. You got the cutting mats that I put on there, and then I painted them green. They are absolutely fantastic for stick on the side of the tank. They'll never come off. And there as well, absolutely solid that is. So yeah, these are all version 6.S. Okay, I do believe there's a 7 out now. I haven't got a 7 yet, but I heard there's only 2 sounds on the 7, which is a little bit confusing to me. So I'll just show you some of the. I'm no good at painting the figures, by the way. There you go, as you can see. I'll just bring it up a little bit closer there. So the eyes, the best thing is just get a cocktail stick, just pop it in well, they say use a bluey sort of black. Don't use dark black, but you know, black. If you want to make the eyes look a little bit realistic, a little bit of a bluey sort of a, or you know, whatever, just to make it not so that it's sharp black. And a little tiny dot as small as possible, and try and make the eye like half, because when you look at your eye, your eyelid comes down and it only shows a half of your eye. You don't walk around your eyes absolutely wide open when you're walking along. That's what all these figures look like. Looks like they've got their eyes wide open, which most probably are when you're in the war. You're looking around, you know. But yeah, try and make it like a half an eye when you're doing it. It looks a little bit better. But there you go. There's when I do the weathering, I put all the transfers on first. Don't put them on after, so it all blends in well with the, you know, with the rest of it, like. And yeah, it's pretty good. As I said before, start off with a Sherman, you'll be laughing absolute. They are really tough tanks. There you go. The Tiger 1 tank. Well, this was my first tank. Okay, I had no idea about RC tanks. I saw this one at about 250 bahts. Oh no, sorry, 2,500 bahts, and I got it. I thought, oh great, but it came with plastic tracks. So then what I've upgraded it now, because I found with the plastic ones they kept on coming off and it was becoming a bit of a pain. And then the big flywheel here kept on coming off as well. So what I had to do is obviously put the metal tracks on, and then take this off, and then put that tread locker on, the blue one. Absolutely works. They haven't even moved. So I left it a little bit loose as well, because it sounds good when it goes along. And it doesn't come off, it doesn't roll off, it absolutely stays on there. So it is pretty good now. I'm really happy with it. And as you can see, I've done all like the chips and bumps and showing a bit of the chrome there, you know. Haven't put any rust on the chrome, because don't forget, this is Second World War, okay? This was done like last week. yesterday and all that. You know, it's like still rusty, still no, it's still silver, hasn't rusted yet. Okay, but then the toe rope's a bit rusty because that was put on with the tank when it was new. This is all like a couple of days old, all this, and a week old or something. That's been on there like a year or so. Okay, so it's rusted a bit. Obviously, I've got to paint the tracks, the wheels. I've done the wheels here from when it was on a plastic one. So I've got to paint that. I've got to paint the back one as well. And, you know, there was one thing about weathering the tanks. You're never finished. You'll always think, oh, I've got to do this, I've got to do that. Yeah, add this and add that. And my son said, you know, he's only 7 years old. He says, Papa, I want the camouflage on the barrel because, you know, it used to hide the barrel. I mean, he's 7 years old and he told me to do that, you know. Most kids wouldn't even, they said, oh, what's that on there? It's terrible. No, but he told me, he said, no, I want it on there. Yeah, he'll sit down with me and watch the war films, the documentaries on the Second World War. He knows absolutely everything about it, more than me actually, because he will sit there while I'm going off doing something and he'll watch something, you know. So there you go, there's all the boxes on top with the ammo and his sandwich box there. And there you go, some more damage on the side there. Let me just bring this back a little bit more. And as I say, got to paint the tracks and wheels on this side as well. Now, I made a flag there, but I'm not going to show the flag, okay? Because I don't want to get this video deleted or taken off, so I've hidden it, okay? So it's, you know what that is there. It drapes over the side of the tank. Now, I put like a lot of brown stuff, obviously rust on the back here, but then also the brown stuff can be like footprints going up to the turret there. So as you can see along the side here, which I've added the metal grills as well, you can see like little footprints there, and he steps on there and his foot comes up when he swings up and climbs on and gets in there. So all little footprints on the tank as well. And I do believe you can actually buy a stencil now to put footprints and hand marks on the tank now. So I don't need to look at that. You can actually make it, actually, to be honest with you. So yeah, that's all adding like all the accessories that I made. On this one, you're looking at accessories as like 99%. I've added a bit of wood there that they might need for something, you know. Must probably put that and sit down as like a bench, you know. So it's all like, just think ahead what they might have done, you know. So there you go, guys. This one is a 6.0. It's absolutely brilliant. But as I say, as a beginner tank, because it's got the long barrel, if you're careful enough, you're okay. But, you know, if you can snap it, you got to be careful. You can get metal ones, and you can replace all these things, actually. So, you know, don't worry if you do something like that. So, just go out and enjoy yourself. The decal, the numbers here are actually paper. I actually threw away the other ones and just put the paper ones on here. Googled it, printed it out, stuck it on there. These transfers on the tanks here keep coming off. You got to glue them on, so I glued them because I thought this one here I think is coming off a little bit. These accessory bits on the side, they're very brittle. It's very brittle plastic. So yeah, I actually broke the actual bits that go inside the tank there, and it's hanging off like there now. And I'll be doing that sometime to put it back on. Now, if you want to sort of like ding your tank a bit, get a little lighter. Yeah, you light it up there and like that, and it gets soft, and you just push your thumb in it, just to make it like a little bit sort of a dent in it. I've taken the back bits off here, the back panels. They're a pain in the arse. They either snap. That's the only thing. They snap off, and when you put them back on, they keep snapping off. So I thought, right, they're coming off. I'm not keeping them on there. So when this is painted, it's going to look quite good then. And oh, yeah, definitely it'll look better. So yeah, this is the Tiger 1. And I know a lot of people like the Tiger 1 tank. And adding the tracks has put some weight on it. I'll say another kilo. It is quite heavy. Not the heaviest tank I've got. The heaviest tank I've got, which I'll show you next, will be the King Tiger. And that is nearly 6 kilos. This tank is huge. And it weighs a lot as well. It's got to be one of our favourites as well. In fact, you know, nearly all the tanks that we got is our favourites. So this has got metal tracks. This is the S promotion version as well. Yeah, 6.S version. And we bought this one from AliExpress.com. It took a while to come. It costs quite a bit, I say 9,000 bahts. I'm not too sure what that is in dollars, but it's a lovely one. It did come like in the desert color, and my son and I painted it. My son did most of the painting. Don't forget, he's only 7 years old, guys, okay? So he's really proud and happy that I'm showing this. He says, Papa, I want to show everybody my painting. So I'm pretty happy with it. There's a couple of little things that I've kind of done to the weathering, most of all. As I said, I haven't really finished weathering this one. So I've added boxes, because there's not a lot of accessories on this one. A box up there as well. You've got like a big like tarpaulin at the back there, all wrapped up with stuff in it to keep it like, you know, keep it all together. And what I did, I bought some metal grills and put on the back there as well. And just to finish it off, put the bucket on the back there. This one smokes quite well. And it does 360 on the old turret. Goes all the way around. It's a recoil as well. Barrel goes in and out really nice. And as I say, it weighs a ton. The only thing is about the transfers, or the numbers are really shiny. So you've got to try and get that shine off by putting weathering on it. Just to get rid of that shine, you know. Just didn't look right. So this is one mean... I can see why the Americans and the British were really scared of the King Tiger. It is massive compared to the Sherman. It's absolute. So we do like this one. I mean, look at that. Yeah, that coming towards you. Oh, we play World of Tanks, you know, and when I see a King Tiger coming towards me, I mean, I've just got a Sherman, you know, and God, blimey, the King Tiger just blows me to bits within seconds, you know. So yeah, that's the King Tiger. Absolutely lovely. Okay, the next one I'm going to show you guys is the Walker Bulldog. Okay, so let me just put this one around here. The Walker Bulldog. There you go, the Pro version 6.0S. Now, when I first bought this tank, I thought, yeah, I like it because I love Vietnam War stuff. Collect all the gear as well, and Second World War gear as well. So this is like a kind of a tank that I thought that you wouldn't be able to put much accessories on it. But when I actually went back and had a look at the tanks of the Vietnam War, they had loads of stuff on the tank, and mainly at the front there where it dips down. Obviously they didn't hide the viewing bit there so you can see out. So it was one of these tanks that I thought, oh no, you know, I'm not going to be able to put much on here and do good weathering. So yeah, this tank has it all. It has loads of stuff on it. You can see boxes up there. You can see the actual camouflage sheet that they used to have, that they used to hang up like, and you know, stay safe, like it's all camouflaged. And all the accessories on this tank that I'm near enough made all of them. Yeah, you got the bag from the Vietnam War, you got the boots from the Vietnam War, and you got all the stuff on the back. You got bamboo there for sticking up on the side of the tank with the camouflage sheet there, so they can stay underneath it and have a nice cup of tea or beer. And yeah, this one was like, oh, you know, it's not going to look good, but I think a lot of people like this one because all the detail. There you go. You got your two bags again. You know, those are Vietnam War bags that I made from the chamois. Yeah, so it's you know, actually made the actual camo on the helmet as well. That is like the real camouflage Vietnam cover that they used to put on helmets. You got your little ammo boxes there and bits and pieces. So the actual mud. Now in Thailand and Vietnam, okay, when the mud gets wet, it really goes bright reddy orange, okay. And I live in Thailand, and when I do my four-wheel drive, sometimes my car at the bottom will look like this, absolutely the same, because I went outside and I got some of the mud, mixed it with water, put it with this, and put it with the wood filler as well. It looked exactly the same color. Even when it dried, like on the side here, you can actually see bits like clumps of it, you know, hanging down, sort of like, you know, when it was wet, all clumped up and then dry. And it's gone a little bit different color there as well. So you've got the dry and wet look, so it looks really good. Yeah, so I'm really chuffed with this one. And it's got to be one of my favorites as well. and that weighs a ton as well, because when you put all this wood filler on, it's heavy. See, you got all your bits there, you know, it's solid. That won't come off that. I'll put it all inside the wheels here, but you got to watch all the springs and that. Don't put the wood filler on the springs. Keep it all away from it. And yeah, this is, and when it goes along, it actually sounds like the tank tracks. You got that, yeah, that little screeching noise, and it sounds exactly like a tank. I actually absolutely love this one. And one of the figures there, well, that figure there is from the Heroes. It's not even a 1.16, but I put him in there. My son said, I want it in there. I want him answering, you know, calling up on the phone. So I put like a portable phone there, which would have been used in the Vietnam War. And there you go. So that's the back of it as well, you know. It's just like chock-a-block with accessories on it, which I thought it's going to be one of the hardest tanks to put accessories on it. And I can put a lot more on it if I want. I've actually added this here as well. I don't know if I put it in the right place, but when the turret comes round and then the gun's pointing this way, this will then come up and then hold the gun in place. I had to add that. It wasn't on the tank. Okay, so I had to put it on there. I've seen a picture of it, exactly the same place. All these little bits here are Lego. So, yeah, that's a lovely tank as well. Lovely to drive around. You could like film and then you're way back and then you zoom into it, and it really gives it like that real tank driving along. I do have a video and someone said, my God, it looks like a real tank. So yeah, the Walker Bulldog. It used to be called, when it first came out, the little Bulldog. So they changed the name because one of the colonels died, and then they named it the Walker. It was Colonel Walker who died. So then they named this tank the Walker Bulldog. So there you go, guys. There you go, it's going off. Okay, the last tank, which is a Sherman Fury. Okay, and it's the lightest tank that we've got because it's got the plastic tracks, which you can get metal. So yeah, this is it's all right. The sound isn't as good as the Hang Long. Okay, guys. What I've really done this for is just to keep it on the side and just look at it, really, not to actually use it as a RC tank. So I hope I got the colouring right there. It is very dark. Someone said, oh, you got the colour wrong, but you know, it's the lights in here. It is very bright in here. Outside this will look quite you know, like realistic. And on the barrel here, I had to change the barrel. Not change the barrel, I had to add a little bit of filler around the end edge to sort of make it a bit better, because it looked like a Lego bit at the end. And I thought, no, that doesn't look right. So yeah, and I got the old gas mask here and helmet. That helmet is a Lego helmet. Okay, it's not the right size. I will be getting a 1.16 scale gas mask and German helmet on there sometime. Okay, so this is a recoil as well. When it fires, you know, it recoils. And the trouble is also with the Sherman tank, the sound is not loud at all. I'm not too sure if you can put a new sound card, I suppose it is, and speaker in there, make it a little bit, you know, sound a little bit louder. I'm not too sure, but when you fire it, it's kind of like you're trying to listen for it, you know, if you can hear it. But I mean, I love it. The way I've done it, I think it's pretty like up to like the tank that's in the Fury. Obviously, I haven't caked it in mud and crap and that, because, as I said before, this is like a museum piece, okay, where they've cleaned it up and put it in the museum. And I had photos of this, so I've done it the same. So you got all your little extras here, you see, all bits and pieces, and all the back there as well. That's all been done like the film as well. And I do have photos of it like that. And I've added loads of bits. I've added the back panels on the side because they weren't there. It was just finished there. You can see the tracks. And one was buckled, one was pointing up a little bit, one straight down. So I've done all that. I've cut all the supports on the side there. Crikey, what was that? Oh yeah, everybody's sending birthday greetings to me today. It's my birthday. So my phone just went bing. See, there you go. I've had to carve out all that. All that was just like a triangle there. And I had to cut all inside there and not break that bit. and I did it quite well with the files and that and a drill. So and also up on the tank here, I've changed it a bit as well. If you can see, like these little things here and the actual handle there of the tank, I've changed that as well. I changed it up here as well, just to make it more realistic looking. Yeah, okay, I've added him. Okay, guys. Yeah, some guy said, by the way, they're not brown overalls. I have seen a couple with brown, very rare, but they are, he is right, they are olive drab colour. Okay, so I don't know if these brown ones were like a personal sort of issue to the guy and he wanted brown. I'm not too sure, but I might be painting this back to olive drab, okay, because it looks better olive drab. I have got some others over there with olive drab. So that one is like the one off the hang-along that you get when you buy the, yeah, look, I'll just show you guys. Look, I actually cut them up. There you go. Before he looked like that. Okay, so what I did, I cut the body. There you go, I cut the body, and you see that arm there, it's exactly the same there. Okay, but the other arm went that way, and you can't heat it up and bend it. You just can't, it'll just burn straight away. So what I did, I cut the arm off here, and you know the accessories plastic that you get, that you cut all the bits off. What's it called now? Sproon, I think it's called. And then I made like an arm, but then it didn't look right. So then what I did, I've got the chamois, that's a cloth that there, and then I put it round that and kind of made it like an arm. It doesn't look absolutely brilliant. It's got like a little bit there that I missed in there, but I couldn't get in there. But from that angle, you can't see it. And then this his face, because this was a smaller model, that's not a hang-long face. It's not even a 1.16 scale face. It's a smaller. But he had all of like futuristic sort of add-ons on his face, you know, which you look through like a camera thing. I had to cut all that off, but then his face looked terrible. So then I thought, oh, well, I'll put a bandage on it. Looks like it's been hit, you know. And you can see half of it there, but I made like the cloth that goes over it. And then I put a helmet on him. So he won't be staying in this tank. I'll be actually getting figures coming for this tank. Some proper ones for tank figures. I can't even put him in there properly. He's all over the place now. So, and then the back one is the same as well. I've changed him as well. He was one of those guys as well. The body is all like is obviously small, and I put loads of filler in and filled it all in, got rid of all the futuristic sort of stuff that was on it, put the helmet on, and made him as a gunner. I couldn't find a gunner, so I had to make one. I had to make everything on this tank, mainly the blanket that came with the tank looked crap, so I took that off, took the logs off. The logs looked like chopsticks, put proper logs on there, and yeah, so there you go. This is all my collection. Now, the one that I like the most, I would say, that I do play the most of, is the Sherman tanks. As you can see on the side here, I think you can see those there. Those three, I've had really good fun with it. No problems with them at all. And yeah, you got the German ones, and the bulldog. I really like the bulldog. But yeah, I must say the Sherman tank. I've always liked the Sherman tanks. So yeah, I quite like them. If you want to get a tank, your first one, get a Sherman tank. I know that you'll enjoy it, and if you do the weathering and get it all like all the accessories and figures on them, and they look pretty good. So there you go, guys. That's all the models so far that I have.